you box good, you can do this, you got this over him, you're gonna have to tighten up this, you're gonna have to do this. You know, it's a conversation. It's not just, oh man, you will whoop his ass, you will do this to him. It's never like
yes
that.
man type stuff.
You know what I mean?
When he has, with a person that has big IQ like that, if you do enough weights, you know, and you stay working for a long time.
Terence Crawford recently opened up about his first conversation with Floyd Mayweather after beginning his training for the Canelo fight. He shared that Mayweather offered more than just compliments. He gave direct and meaningful advice. While Mayweather praised Crawford's talent, he also cautioned him to remain vigilant against Canelo's vast experience. The conversation was serious, respectful, and focused entirely on strategy.
That's a big boy. He's strong. You know, you box good, you can do this, you got this over him, you're gonna have to tighten up this, you're gonna have to do this. You know, it's a conversation. It's not just, oh man, you will whoop his ass, you will do this to him. It's never like
yes
that.
man type
You know
stuff.
what I mean? It's like, hey, listen, you know, that's a dangerous fight, you know, but
That's the fight.
if it happened, you know, you can win, but you're gonna have to be on your A game.
Floyd Mayweather has now officially joined Terence Crawford's training camp and even participated in several sessions to help fine-tune his skills. Mayweather appeared genuinely impressed by Crawford's work ethic and technical precision. He went so far as to call Crawford the best fighter in the world today, highlighting his discipline and sharpness. Their training wasn't just for show, it demonstrated that Mayweather truly believes Crawford has what it takes to overcome a dangerous opponent like Canelo Alvarez. The mutual respect between them was clear, and their intense sessions reflected just how seriously both men are approaching this fight.
Right now, in your opinion, who's the best fighter in the world?
We can put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion. Something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as number one.
Crawford has always respected Mayweather's approach to boxing, not just his in-ring abilities, but also the way he handled his career and built his legacy. What began as admiration has evolved into a genuine bond. Crawford has consistently received valuable advice from Mayweather, which he doesn't take lightly. He doesn't just listen, he applies the insights in the ring. Their relationship reflects a deep connection, grounded in ambition, legacy, and a shared understanding of what it truly takes to become great in the sport.
But I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, bro. Keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting.
Yeah.
I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
But you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll beat his ass. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
You like plotting.
I ain't never been that type of person ever.
In every recent training clip, Crawford appears locked in and fully focused. He's clearly not taking this matchup lightly. His conditioning, technique, and footwork are all being pushed to the next level. Everything he's doing in camp is specifically aimed at preparing for the challenge of facing a bigger, stronger opponent. The way he's sparring, drilling, and preparing reflects a fighter who fully understands what's at stake. He's fine-tuning every detail to ensure he enters that ring ready for anything Canelo brings his way. Mayweather stirred controversy when he brought up Canelo's past issues with performance-enhancing substances. He questioned why the media hasn't been more critical and suggested that some fighters are treated with more leniency than others. This sparked mixed reactions across the boxing community. Some fans agreed there's a double standard, while others felt it was unnecessary drama. Regardless, Floyd's comments reignited old debates about accountability and fairness in professional boxing.
But what we don't talk about is, Canelo. Steroids. Y'all don't talk about that. So we don't know. We really don't know all the fighters he beat. He could have been not clean in a lot of fights.
Mayweather didn't just hype Crawford. He offered a detailed breakdown of what it takes to defeat someone like Canelo. Drawing from his own experience in the ring with Canelo, he stressed the importance of strategy over pure aggression. He urged Crawford to remain sharp and approach the fight with intelligence and precise timing. Floyd made it clear that this is no easy task, but firmly believes that if anyone can accomplish it, it's Crawford.
Terence Crawford jumping up from 154 to 168 and beating this quote-unquote version of Canelo Alvarez would diminish the accomplishment that Floyd Mayweather accomplished beating his version of Canelo Alvarez. Is it two different versions of Canelo Alvarez? And obviously, Canelo Alvarez is 62 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins by way of knockout. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He is obviously bigger. When Floyd fought him, it was at 152 catch weight, but it had no rehydration clause. So you might as well just say it was at 154. Now, two things they have in common is that Floyd Mayweather was 36, 37 years of age. Terence Crawford is 37 years of age, going on 38. So he'll be 38 when he fights Canelo Alvarez. Floyd had already had 2 fights at 154. He had the fight with Miguel Cotto, and he had the fight with Oscar De La Hoya.
Instead of ignoring criticism, Crawford addresses it head-on. He understands the concerns about moving up in weight and facing someone as physically imposing as Canelo, but he views those concerns as part of the challenge, not as obstacles. To fear, his confidence isn't rooted in arrogance, it's built on preparation. Crawford is stepping into this fight with a point to prove, not just to compete, but to dominate and silence the doubts once and for all.
That's a fight because of the challenge.
Yeah.
I love the challenges, and I love the people that I hear them now. You too little. You know, Canelo gonna break you. He's gonna stop you. You come from 147, that weight too big. This and that. I can hear now, and that just excites me to go in there and just be like, okay, let me prove him wrong once again.
That fight would be gigantic. If Canelo gets through Jamel and then you guys fight, that fight would be gigantic.
And it's crazy because, like, in the past interviews, I was like, man, Canelo too big, man. It's weight classes for a reason. I was like, nah.
David Benavidez has voiced strong support for Crawford's chances. He believes that many people are underestimating what Crawford brings to the table. In Benavidez's view, Crawford's skill set, laser focus, and mental toughness give him a legitimate shot at pulling off the upset.
The Ring magazine, which is owned by Turkey, reported that Canelo and Crawford have agreed to the September date and that it's essentially on. What is your I know this has been rumored and talked about, but now it seems like a done deal. What's your reaction to this?
It's a good fight. You know, it's a good fight for both of them. Good fight for, I think it's more important for Crawford than anybody, you know, but I think if anybody could beat Canelo, I think Crawford could.
I know you said, like, he could be the guy. What kind of a chance do you ultimately give him?
I think you give him like a 7 out of a 10.
Oh, wow, that high. I thought you were going to say like 25 just because of the size.
Good. Crawford is good, and
of course.
I think he's been known that he's going to fight Canelo for a long time, and you know Crawford he likes to pick up the weight, so I'm sure he's been working on the weights for a long time. So, you know, Crawford, when he has with a person that has big IQ like that, if you do enough weights, you know, and you stay working for a long time, you know, you have a puncher's chance.
Shakur Stevenson also believes Crawford is the superior fighter. He's been outspoken about the deep respect he has for Crawford's abilities. Stevenson dismissed the idea that Crawford is too small for this matchup, pointing out that people don't truly understand how strong and physically capable Crawford is. Jeff Mayweather has also acknowledged Crawford's exceptional talent and considers him a more complete fighter, though he warns against underestimating Canelo.
Yeah,
What do you say about that?
I think skills pay the bills. Yeah. And I feel like, truthfully, he's not as little as people think. Like, people think he's like very small.
He cut weight to get to 147, 150.
Yes, he's not as small as like people think. It's just he look like it.
Yeah.
So like if you see him
in person
and he get on a scale or something, you wouldn't believe that's his weight.
I told somebody the other day he might get on the scale weighing like 166, 167 fighting Canelo, and people wouldn't believe how ripped up and cut up he'll still look. He won't look like he's overweight. Terence Crawford. He gonna look like a solid Terence Crawford.
I think he beat Canelo though. I've been saying I remember when he fought when they fought. Go watch an interview after the fight. I literally said I think Terence Crawford will beat Canelo.
Okay, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, a long time ago. Yeah. No cap.
I did tell him after the Spence fight, I said, man, go get Canelo. You the greatest. Yeah, this era.
For sure.
Yeah, it's no question.
No question, yes.
Actually, back to the you and Terence working together, because you've shared everything you've learned from him. There was fans doing their homework in the Avanesian fight and in the Spence fight saying, actually, it looks like Terence may have taken a couple things from Shakur as well, not just Shakur taking things from Terence.
No, that's for sure.
Teddy Atlas has made it clear that he believes Crawford is simply too smart and too skilled for Canelo. According to Atlas, it's Crawford's ability to adapt mid-fight and read his opponents so effectively that truly sets him apart.
Well, come on, he's human. So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, "Oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is." You know, but who's he beating? He unified the. What was his first division? Lightweight. Then he unified the junior. Then he unified the junior welter. Then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't matter. He unified like 3 different weight classes. He moved up in weight. Guys are tired of me saying it. I look at him. Look, Canelo's special too. I get it, and he's bigger. I get that too. And everyone's going to say, well, after Madrimov fight again, had a couple hiccups. Now he's stepping up another weight class. Now he's got to fight Canelo, who's even bigger, stronger, better puncher, you know, a unified champion that he's been, you know, all of that stuff. He's not going to be able to handle it. I asked this question. See, I go to the other side. I say, okay, yeah, can Canelo handle the smaller guy who's going to be faster, who's going to be slicker, who's going to be better defensively, who's going to have better legs, you know, who's going to be able, sometimes Canelo at this point in his career can slow down a little bit. They're both getting older. I get it.
Ariel Helwani highlighted an interesting point. Canelo's recent performances have shown signs of decline. He noted Canelo's age and raised concerns about his mobility. In contrast, Crawford appears comfortable at the heavier weight and seems to be growing into it with ease.
Crawford switch hitter. He did all right in his first fight at 54, but now he'll get more comfortable as a bigger guy. You know, he's actually not that small, this, that, and the other. Yesterday on my program, Ade, I spoke to David Benavidez, and I asked him about this fight, and his response surprised me. I want to play this clip for you and get your response to David's answer. Here it is.
It's a good fight for both of them. Good fight for I think it's more important for Crawford than anybody, you know, but I think if anybody could beat Canelo, I think Crawford could.
Yeah, I know you said, like, he could be the guy. What kind of a chance do you ultimately give him?
I think you give him like a 7 out of a 10.
Oh, wow, that high. I thought you were going to say like 25.
Yeah, I mean, Crawford is good. Crawford is good, and
of course.
I think he's been known that he's going to fight Canelo for a long time. And you know, Crawford he likes to pick up the weight, so I'm sure he's been working on the weights for a long time. So, you know, Crawford, when he has with a person that has a big IQ like that, if you do enough weights, you know, and you stay working for a long time, you know, you have a puncher's chance.
Okay, so what do you make of that? What do you make of that response? I was a little surprised.
I need to clear up what he meant by 7 out of 10. Does he mean he's giving him a 70% chance to beat Canelo?
Yes.
Is that what it? Wow.
Yes.
I mean, who am I to disagree with Benavidez? Benavidez knows he's boxing, right? I mean, he might have shared the ring with both. I mean, with Terence Crawford. I mean, if anyone else was jumping up from 154 pounds to 168, not named Terence Crawford, I'd say this is crazy and they don't have a chance, because they're fighting a guy that I still think is very, very good in Canelo. The reason I give Crawford a chance is because A, it's Terence Crawford and he's unbeaten, but B, I think Canelo's slipped just enough for me to think this is a real fight. This isn't Canelo that fought Golovkin second time round. I thought that was almost the best Canelo I've ever seen. It isn't that anymore. I've watched his last couple of fights. I've been lucky enough to have been at a few recent fights. The Bivol fight's taken something out of him. He doesn't throw punches and combinations. His feet have slowed just a little bit. And Crawford does throw combinations, and Crawford has really good feet.
The history between Mayweather and Canelo adds extra weight to this upcoming fight. Their 2013 matchup remains one of the most significant bouts in boxing history. Floyd dominated that fight and handed Canelo his only official loss. At the time, Mayweather was already a legend with multiple titles and an undefeated record, while Canelo was a young, hungry fighter, hyped as boxing's next superstar. The fight was seen as a possible passing of the torch moment, but Floyd wasn't ready to pass anything.
I mean, you fought Floyd Mayweather at what? You're 23?
23.
That's so young.
Yeah.
And he was like, that was when he was
he was
prime,
in his
right?
prime, yeah.
Prime, and you're only 23.
23.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I try to beat him because beat him. If you beat him, you wanna be the best in the world at 23. So imagine that. But he was the better man that night. A lot of experience. He's a great fighter. But I learned a lot.